I want to talk about another spiritual bypassing group today called the Defectors. Now, it occurred to me that I had missed these people on some of the last videos I did, so I wanted to make sure I included them in case this is an issue that maybe you realize you're having, or it comes up and it's something that's in your space and you're not sure what's going on. So the Defectors are basically people who have come into spirituality from another type of organized religion, right? And organized religions typically have a lot of rules and a lot of structure, and the people within them have to kind of operate within these limitations and rules, right? So that doesn't work for a lot of people. Life is not a one-size-fits-all t-shirt. Everyone's got to kind of do it their own way. And a lot of people are finding that they need more flexibility within their spiritual system. So of course, people come into the spiritual community because we do have a lot less rules and regulations, and you can kind of create a structure that works for you, which is very appealing to a lot of people, right? There's a lot more freedom in what we do here than you have in other areas. So the problem with that is, with the Defectors is that they come over here and they don't understand the freedom, right? They don't understand the lack of rules and regulations, the ability to kind of create a practice that works for you, the ability to discover what your gift is and to work within that modality, or research this field of interest or that field of interest. So it's very confusing to somebody who's used to following the rules. It's one thing to question the rules and want some answers, but when you have just no rules, it feels like anarchy. So in order to feel safe and stable and under control, you start creating more rules and imposing those rules on other people, which is the exact situation that you yourself have just tried to get out of because you didn't like it, right? So sometimes we see people within this community, whether they are leaders or people who are just kind of doing their regular thing, that are trying to force you or tell you how you should be practicing, right? And I think this can rub a lot of people the wrong way, especially when you are in a community where this is not a situation that should be happening, right? Like you can practice how you want, like someone doesn't have to gift you your first deck of tarot cards in order for you to work with tarot. Like that's not how it works. For witchcraft, if you want to abide by the rule of three, you can, but if you don't want to, you don't have to, right? There's not a wrong or a right way to do a spell. If you want to be very serious and by the book, you can do that. If you want to be very creative and make your own that feels right for you intuitively, you can do that too. But what we're getting is these defectors that are coming in and trying to impose all these rules and regulations. So it's very important to, one, understand where they're coming from, and try to help them if you can, if you feel like it's appropriate. I think some people in this particular genre of people might be open to it because they need a little bit of guidance or understanding. And sometimes when you just drop into something, you don't have that, it is very difficult. So kind of guiding somebody and showing them how the system works and can work is a lot different than saying it has to work this way, right? So if you see that and you feel like someone is receptive, that might be something that you can do to help. Some people, like I said, with the spiritual bypassing, they have to come to stuff within their own time frame, right? Like there's nothing you can show them, there's nothing you can do, and they've got to kind of work it out on their own. So for that situation, you might just want to step back and kind of let them do their thing. But you really need to decide what you can do, if anything, and if you are willing to do something or not. But just being aware sometimes that this is what's happening helps you understand it and give people a little bit more compassion and grace where they need it until they adjust, because this is a very big adjustment, going from a ton of rules to no rules. It's sort of the equivalent of, you think, when you first moved out of your house and you were like, man, I can stay up till 3 in the morning and I can watch whatever I want. I can have ice cream for dinner, right? You go a little nuts before you find your footing. And I think that might be the situation with what's happening with the defectors. Sometimes it takes a little while to figure out where the sweet spot is. So if you can be gracious and compassionate with these people, that would be really helpful to them on their journey. So I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a better understanding. It's also an interesting concept to kind of think about and talk about as well, right? Like, how do you get from like one thing to the other, and how that happens, and the nuances of things from point A to point B. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a beautiful day.